Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. We will have 5 minutes Ram Nam. Intensely, as usual, devotionally charged. Hari Om. So we are in the 31st chapter, Junagadh. Compared to other chapters, it's a bit lengthy. So Papa has deposited so many keys, 4 keys mainly. It was a tough job to unearth. It is so deep. When he went to Junagadh, he was explaining about the miracle God performed through him. What does it mean to us? Probably we take it that it is an amplification of the word called faith. When we have got unshakable faith, it unleashes, it opens up. Remedial powers which we cannot even conceive of, and it is coming from within. Normally we attribute it to the outside factor. So here Papa makes us to think deeply, because if we are attributing to the external factor, it should be there always, It is not there. It is purely relative. When you have faith in something and when you do that, you get it. When I don't have any faith in that, I may not get it. That means it is not coming from the outside, it is purely in. That is why Papa keeps on telling, in earlier chapters also, it is the faith that has brought out the power inherent in us. When he says God is omnipotent, Shakti, Sarva Shaktiman, that means it is a storehouse of potentialities inside. How to open up? We need an instrumental cause, a darshan of a Mahatma. Our reverence for a Mahatma definitely gives us the key to open this, which is inside. In that way we can say the Mahatma is the instrumental cause. But the Mahatma keeps on telling us, it is your faith that has cured you. So that is the first part. We have to do a lot of thinking about it. We say, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, all these words we repeat. But now it is the time for us to go within and find out. Sarvavyapi, Sarvajnan, Sarvashaktiman. You are there in me with all these attributes. Then why should I bother? Whatever is needed for me in the form of wisdom, in the form of potentialities, in the form of initiative, in the form of creativity, everything is coming from you. A wonderful vista he opens up through this chapter. When we read this with this background, this is the clue. This is one of the keys that is deposited. Number 1. Number 2. Why do we see, why do we hear, why do we observe that many shrines, many places of interest are on the hilltop? Just think. In India, wherever you tour, you will find on a hilltop there will be a shrine. That will be a place of pilgrimage. Do you think it was the wish of the Mahatma or the Ishtadevata to go and inconvenience all of us to climb up? Certainly not. Symbolically we should know, if we have to reach the height, we have to climb up, raise ourselves from a lower level to a higher level. So when he visited Girinar, 9,000 steps, roughly. Just imagine 9,000 steps. It's a Herculean task to have the darshan of the footprints of the great avatar, Dattatreya. Why should Dattatreya climb there and make us to climb? So the idea could be, this is one of the dimensions that comes up in our mind, that we, from a lower level, or from the present level, we have to raise ourselves to a higher level. For what? not only for solving all problems, but also to scale the heights. Normally that is the word we use, scaling the heights. Scaling the heights in any field. Not merely that. So this is the clue that comes to us. From the present level, then we start going back to our own life, we find wherever we feel there is success, wherever we feel it has given us joy, we have moved from our individual level to a higher level. When we say Mahatma is so loving, that means we are not looking at from the individual level. The godliness or the loving attitude in us is touched and kindled. We become aware of it. The other one will come and go, we can't be there, But what they touch and kindle us with always will stay with us. So this is another point. Third point is, while we are on a journey, quality, care and concern for others should also be equally there. Then only the peace of mind will be there, your happiness will be there. When out of love, people may do so many things. In the case of Papa, they wanted Papa not to walk Prachi so many miles away because he was emaciated, he was not having sound good health. So they said, you go in a cart, bullock cart. But when the cartman was beating the bullock, he couldn't. Compassion. It is all right, they have done it with love. And the cartman also is not doing it with cruelty. Probably that is the way in which, the bullock will move. But from Papa's angle, that means from our angle we should always feel that quality, care and for concern for others also should be there while I am on my journey to anywhere. While I am involved in any activity, this should be there. And for which I may have to sacrifice. Another fourth point is integrity. Integrity means, truthfulness, honesty, straightforwardness, arjavam. He was given 2 rupees for as a cart hire. So when he couldn't walk, he couldn't travel in the cart, he paid that 1 rupee. He is not punishing the cartman. While enforcing or while holding on to my own principles, I should see that others are not inconvenienced. Others don't lose anything. So what is due for him, that was paid. A wonderful lesson. So in our journey, at any level, suppose this chapter comes to us, probably it may correct us. We will raise from the individual level. Our justification of rights and wrongs will not inconvenience others. Holding on to our rights and wrong should not inconvenience others. And the 1 rupee was given, okay? 1 rupee was balanced. Nobody would say, even if he has taken for a meal or even he has given it away. No. But it was exclusively given for cart hire. So when he was traveling on foot, he gave back that 1 rupee back. Integrity, that's one. Holding on. So these are the 4 points encapsulated in this lengthy chapter. We have to keep on thinking about it. We move to 32nd chapter. Muchkund Rishi's Ashram. It is very difficult even to stay now inside. And on those days, according to what Papa has written, it is very difficult for accessibility. People were afraid also. So here again he reminds us, as we have seen many a times earlier, withdrawal from the present field. Yes, we can now understand this In Quest of God was written after he came back to Mangalore, say after 7 or 8 months from the start. How was he able to pen down each and every meticulous thing? Meticulous means we learn what is meticulous from this book. As if a running commentary is being given. No? Just imagine, Papa is back after 7 or 8 or 9 months. Somebody was telling us in 1925 it came. So 1924, no? He left on 27th December 1922. So after 1.5 years, he is writing this meticulous. That means every time when he was made to pass through the experience, he was resorting to solitude to consolidate the earnings with all its meticulous details, particulars. If we want to be successful in any field, whenever we are on the part of research or inquiry or studying or learning or observing, this is a wonderful clue for us. Because activity one after another will preoccupy our mind, and it is likely that the meticulous attention, individual particular attention, might get lost in that journey. Every now and then he resorts to. Even in this chapter you go through that, how he has portrayed the picture of a person who was leading them. Meticulous. The place he visited, the person he met with, the different types of experiences or situations. So this is very important. This is the first clue he gives. First of all, keen observation is necessary. Second is, the keen observation has to be concretized, strengthened. That is possible only through an inward journey, deep manan, deep contemplation, and enjoy it. That journey must have given him a lot of joy also. Because he was reliving every moment of his yatra. The lesson is, first of all, we should have keen observation, very keen observation. Nothing is irrelevant, nothing is unimportant, nothing is insignificant. So in our case, as much as possible we will try to ensure. 100% may not be possible for us, because our mind is not trained with any particular type of discipline. To the extent possible we will try. And for that, every now and then a little bit of going in is necessary to consolidate and keep it in our file, memory file. Why do we remember so many things? Because at that particular time we have attentively heard, attentively kept it in a safe locker inside. And that gives us joy, Even today when we repeat that, when we revisit that, when we explain to others like that, we find the same joy. And in Papa's case, not only he felt joy, he made us to feel joyful. Every time we take up this book, he fills us with joy. Probably with different dimensions. So that is the first learning of this chapter. The second learning comes from, he makes a mention about Sudama. So here we find the biographical sketches of any noble person in any field, anyone who has scaled in their own field. When we go through that, it is a perennial source of inspiration for us. In Sudama's case, we would have heard this story in our childhood days. Still it is there afresh, Why? We are asking why? His devotion was free from any expectation. The friendship he had with Lord Krishna was not to be mixed up for anything else. So too in our dealings with others. When we develop our friendship, it should be purely unconditional. If anything comes from the other side, we accept it. That's a different matter. But we don't crave, we don't aspire, because our friendship is not based upon what is done by him or not. our friendship becomes totally pure, immaculate, free from any type of expectation. You all know the story, he was forced by his missus out of compelling circumstances to go to Lord Krishna for them. He was not at all in. And there also he did not utter a word. When Papa talks about Sudama, we remember these things, We go through the biographical sketches of all masters in any field. It is not restricted to one particular field. And it will be a source of inspiration, number one. Number two, our friendship towards everybody should be totally unconditional. Then the joy we get at the time of friendship remains with us throughout. Suppose it is its condition, it keeps on changing, Yesterday he was very close to me, today he is not very. Just look back. We are all victims of that habit. So that is another lesson, untold lesson. And the third thing that comes to our mind is, when we believe somebody, we should ensure that it is not vacillating. From the outer standpoint, probably there may be occasion when we may have to alter the degree of our belief towards him, towards that particular path. But here I think we can name it as perseverance and patience. Whatever may be in between happening, we should be persevering. And if we somehow unknowingly develop the habit of vacillating, shifting the faith from individual to individual, or at times we are happy with him, at times we are not happy with him, then it will rebound on us. That is why in Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, what is it called? Siddha Prajna? Man of steady wisdom. Steady wisdom means what? Not vacillating. There may be so many outer factors that may not be compatible, that may not go along with it, but still we know God has some purpose behind it. So we hold on to it. And our holding on should not inconvenience others, that's the only thing. That means we don't justify. We are convinced, we don't expect somebody to follow it. When everybody mistook that old person, Papa did not leave him. To err is human, no? Nobody would have done wantonly. That is another lesson, implied lesson from this. If at all some act that has been done by others, it may not be okay for us, then instead of blaming him and leaving him, we still stick on to him. It could be, error of judgment can come, because human being, we have got limitations. So give always allowance for this error of judgment. Malayalam used to say, Martenu Kaipida Janma Siddham. It is natural for a man to err. So here, Papa demonstrates that. If you have this attitude, your grumblings, complaints, your prejudiced views, your biased attitude, all will be tamed to a very great extent. This is the powerful message we think that is coming from this chapter. Hari Om.